So what they're doing is they're taking the word, the Bible literally, taking the Bible literally. And that's the reason why they do things like write their initials with small letters to be children of God. I mean, just everything they do. I mean, it's just like, but then that's the reason why they basically teach us to capitalize the first letter in a sentence. Capitalize, like, I mean, just everything they do is just. I knew something was up, basically, because of who ended up screwing me over and screwing me out of, and refusing to put things in writing, and just sitting there and acting stupid about what they were doing. So basically, they were taken aside and they were taught how to intentionally deceive people. That's the real reason why they ended up forcing us to go where we didn't want to go. But because basically, when children begin writing, children write things using small letters. I mean, when I look at it, I've had enough of their shit. I really have. I have no intention of murdering myself. And that's the reason why they act deaf when I said that when I talked about stress causes high blood pressure, stroke, heart attack, and death. Just like when one of them sat there and intentionally changed the notes in a class, just sitting there and pretending, just acting like they were my friend when they weren't. Basically, what they did was that one intentionally deceived me into, but basically lied to me. Lied to me. That's part of the reason why. It's just like, I'm glad I'm not a medical doctor. If being a medical doctor means looking at somebody in the face and lying to them about medical procedures, I don't want to be a medical doctor. Same thing with being a dentist. If looking at somebody in the face and lying to them about dental procedures means lying to them, I don't want to be a dentist. Same thing with being what is called a bar member, a P union member, a pisser. I mean, it's just like, just, I mean, who would imagine somebody, but I wonder if that's not like a confessed sins, another violation between church and state, basically confessing that they'll lie to me. Just like lying to me. Oh, I didn't hear the phone ring. Bullshit. Or I wasn't aware that I had a tape recorder inside the desk recording people say the word spelled YES and steal their identities. I mean, it's just like every fucking time I look back on it, it's just like nothing but a fucking lie. Let's play the guessing game. I mean, that's basically what it is. Force me to play the guessing game. Just like forcing me to go where I don't want to go. Just like lying about me collecting evidence and calling that cyber stalk. And no, I mean, but basically, it's like don't give me that bullshit. Him sitting there and talking to me and tell me what he had done and all that kind of stuff. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. I had him pegged a long time ago. Peg-legged pirate. And for them to sit there and say we when only a person in public office with keys to government buildings that I don't have, when a public servant is speaking to use the word we as a lie. And that's another example of confessing sins one upon another. That's the reason why I put down I'm not a priest. And I'll take it a step further. Even the ones calling themselves priests don't have a priest license from an independent state licensing agency. That's the real reason why they're cramming religion on people. Sitting there with their little smirky smiles. Feral alley cats. Give it back to him. That's the reason why they're violating the separation of powers clause by having lawyers in every single, on top of every single government corporation in America. Whether it's inside of a government building calling itself a school or whatever else, a restaurant, there's always somebody violating separation of powers clause. So what Ronald Paul has done is he has done the confess sins one upon another, that he's a liar, because Ron is short for Ronald. Same thing with Ran. Ran is short for Randall. And what it is a violation of separation of powers clauses by having a medical doctor in public office who is busy giving himself, writing up preferential treatment for himself not to have be vaccinated. Tell me that's not a conflict of interest. Not only that, if I'm not mistaken, Ronald Paul was a OBGYN doctor who most definitely would have known about the birth certificate and forcing people to fill out birth certificates, and that birth certificates are on what are called bond paper. I was bullied by the ones in public office. And my personal identifiers are in accounts that I don't even control. Thanks to Mr. Ronald Paul, etc.